Beglin, and first of all, Clive Tilsley.
It's a long, long way from Rio in every sense, but there are three current Brazilian internationals in the CSKA lineup. Dudu in midfield, Carvalho and Wagner Love up front. Alexander Hleb and Robin van Persie return to the Arsenal starting 11, with Theo Walcott dropping down to the bench, where he sits alongside Gael Clichy, who's nearly fit enough to resume at left back. And it's still rising. Stern-faced Arsene Wenger, and no wonder.
I don't think that's convincing, certainly not from that angle. If he's given it for offside, it's an awful decision. I can only think that he has given it for what he thought was use of the arm to control it.
In the Lokomotiv Stadium in freezing Moscow is CSKA Moscow 1, Arsenal 0. It's Carvalho! Pick that out! Got it in, ooh, and Gilberto very close again. What a tackle. Adebayor is there, Thierry Henry! Offside, flags up.
Thierry, was that handball?
I don't know, only the linesman saw it. Even the goalkeeper of CSKA looked at me and went, I don't know what, and he saw it straight away. And he claimed that I took it with my right arm and I put it in front of me and I did strike the ball. The ball touched my belly down there, the ball went in and I struck it in. And he gave me a yellow also for that. That's when I know, I'm sorry, but that's when I know we're not a big team in Europe. That's all, full stop.
So you think, I mean, I've never seen you this angry after a decision.
No, I clearly don't know what happened.
Have you spoken to the referee?
No, he said to me, oh, we don't talk about this now anymore. So he's right, you know, we can't come back to the game. Fair credit to CSKA Moscow, but I'm pretty sorry. We didn't play that well today. I don't think they played that well, but at the end of the day, you know, 1-1 at the end of the game would have been great.
We have to take sometimes goal, but the referee didn't see what happened. But when you have to cancel goals where they see things that don't happen, that's much more controversial, I think.
The goalkeeper didn't call for handball. I know I didn't do handball. The centre-back clapped the referee because he said to me that was a big mistake. But there we go.
You have your chance to put matters right in a couple of weeks. Thanks for talking to us.
We will.
Right, this is how the group looks now. CSKA Moscow overtaking Arsenal at the top. Porto taking closer order. Hamburg right out of it. The return at the Emirates in a couple of weeks' time. CSKA Moscow against Arsenal. Alan, first of all, a brief review on Arsenal's overall performance.
Well, I think they're going to be disappointed when they look at the 90 minutes. I think it probably took them 60, 70 minutes to really get into it, and perhaps by then it was a little bit too late.
Let's have a look at the disallowed goal. There seems to be a universal feeling there that Arsenal...
I know the referee's in a good position there.
That's the referee's view? That's
the referee's view. The linesman's not give it, you've not seen one. He thinks that's it, they've dropped a point or dropped a couple of points. And, you know, Thierry Henry, to get booked for it as well, and only the ref could see that. I don't think anybody else has given that. I think he's took it on his own back. And
he's got a yellow card as well. He's a good actor, Thierry Henry. He's not that good, though, is he?
No, I think they'll be really disappointed because, as I said, they didn't play so well. I think the pitch had a bit to do with it, but they never really got to grips with the game tonight. But the last 20 minutes they came into it, and that would have been a great finish for them to get a point.
The referee, the Spaniard, Mr. Emmanuel Majuto Gonzalez, has got a bit of history with Arsenal. Arsenal fans might just remember a few years ago at Dortmund, and he gave a very, very controversial penalty to Jan Koller here.
Well, this is probably a worse decision.
And
this is a terrible penalty.
The high hurdles over David Seaman, and Arsenal lose 1-0. And who tucks away the penalty, Alan?
Rosicky, is it?
Mr. Rosicky.
I mean, I don't think the Arsenal fans will be too pleased to see that, but, you know, it was a poor decision, and, you know, as Arsenal, I think they've all come away very angry, and perhaps that will give them the impetus for the return game.
Is there anything in what Thierry Henry said there? It shows we're not a big team yet in Europe.
No, they are a big team. I just think that he's a little bit frustrated there, because they probably got the point that they came to get, or, you know, would have been pleased with a point. But as it is, they've got none, and they've got to go back to the Emirates and get the result. Let's
look at the goal. An absolute thunderbolt from Daniel Carvalho, the Brazilian, Russia's player of the year last year. But who's at fault here, Alan?
Well, they're going to be even more disappointed when they sit down and study this, because obviously the wall's up okay, but Giroud has come out, turned his back.
Heel.
He's turned his back, and you know, if you're designated to be the blocker, then you've got to go out there and try and block it. You don't turn your back. He's turned sideways on it, and I think Jens Lehmann will be a bit disappointed. I know the pace has beat him, but the ball went close to him as well, and perhaps it could have been dealt with a little bit better. But first and foremost, the free kick. You know, if you're designated to be a blocker, you've got to get out there and block. You can't turn your back.
Cheers, Alan. Thank you very much indeed.
Do you go home and kick the cat and not speak to anyone for a couple of days, or do you say, OK, scored a great goal, missed an easy chance, that happens?
No, not really. I had a chat about it with my wife, and she was sort of looking at me surprised, because she was saying, you guys won, you scored 2 goals. Why are you not really happy? Because I told her I had to score the hat-trick today. That's what's normal, because I missed a big chance. And I was sort of thinking about the missing chance and not about the fantastic goal. And then she put me back on track, and she said, oh, listen, it's like this. You score 2 goals and be happy. Don't be disappointed today.
I remember when you got sent off at Southampton that time, and the manager just had that look on his face as you walked past him that managers often do have when a player gets sent off. But what did that teach you?
I think it learned me a lot, because after that game, I came in sort of quite similar situations. When I got, for example, a yellow card already in the first half. And now I really remember every time, don't get a red card, don't get a second yellow.
I've watched you closely in your career at Arsenal, but it strikes me that kind of since then, you've very much been on your best behaviour. You look like a player who's learned from it and thought, I don't really want to go there, get that look from the manager again, I don't really want to go there.
No, I don't want to disappoint people who have faith in me. And that's not only about the manager, that's about the players as well. I want to show to my teammates that they can trust on me. I have to keep my temper most of the times. I'm not really a guy that thinks easy about things. I'm more a guy like that have to be, because I'm asking everything out of myself in the game or wherever. And if things not going how they're supposed to go, then I'm disappointed at the first place with myself. And I have to hold my temper, I have to freeze it for some moments, because that's I think the best way to do what I'm best at. And that's for me quite an interesting process, because it's still hard when you really want to achieve things and things are in a game, for example, not going your way. Then it's hard to hold your temper.
Well, most of the time he's on his best behaviour. I just thought it's one of those moments where you hadn't frozen that temper just for a second and it just got the better of you.
Yeah, maybe. And it's a thing, what I have to work on, because it can be very difficult for the team and for yourself. So, but I think I'm getting there slowly. Yeah.
And with that maturity comes an appreciation and an honesty.
If I'm really lucky, I can score maybe a similar goal, but not better. That's just not going to happen.
Well, publicised problems off the pitch have disappeared. On the pitch, you sense we're starting to witness an exceptional talent.
An exceptional talent, Charlie, but with a bit of an edge to him.
More than just a bit. He's extremely temperamental. He's extremely talented, I have to say. Like most Dutch players who come to our country, you always see, I mean, Bergkamp, probably the best I've ever seen. That came, very cool, composed player, technically extremely gifted. But always had a little edge to his game also. Dennis could leave his studs in every now and then and got a few red cards in his time. Van Persie, he's got a lot to learn. In an ideal world, Jeff, I wish that Bergkamp could have spent more time with Van Persie to get him to understand the real physical side of the British game, because the reaction after that fantastic goal that we've seen, when he dismisses the captain, Thierry Henry, will agitate some players in the dressing room. They'll take him because they believe he's a very talented individual. But I think Wenger, by all accounts, is working on that. And it's no surprise, Jeff, that I think Van Basten is more or less indicating to people now the Dutch team is built around about Van Persie. Van Nistelrooy is out. Van Persie is the top man in his opinion. And that's telling you a lot about that's a big statement for a young player like Van Persie. He plays him on the right side, then he can play him on the left. But by all accounts, Van Basten has more or less indicated to the Dutch team Van Persie is the top man now.